The next Apple Watch update isn't about flashy redesigns or dramatic changes, but it might actually be more important than that. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. Because with watchOS 27, Apple is quietly shifting focus to two things that could completely change how your watch feels day to day: smarter AI and a much smoother overall experience. Now that might not sound exciting at first, but stick with me because this is exactly the kind of update most people actually need. Here's the big picture. Apple is preparing to unveil watchOS 27 at WWDC this June, alongside iOS 27. And while iPhone updates usually steal the spotlight, this time the Apple Watch is getting changes that could matter just as much, especially if you wear it every day. Instead of reinventing the Apple Watch, Apple seems to be refining it. And honestly, that's probably the smarter move. Let's start with the first major upgrade: AI. According to reports, Apple is planning to bring new AI features directly into watchOS 27. We don't have full details yet, but this lines up perfectly with what's expected in iOS 27, a much bigger push into artificial intelligence across Apple's ecosystem. So what could that mean for your watch? Think about smarter Siri interactions, better health insights, more personalized notifications, and maybe even predictive suggestions based on your habits. Imagine your watch knowing when you're about to start a workout before you even open the app, or giving you more useful reminders that actually feel relevant instead of random. If Apple integrates AI properly, your Apple Watch could start feeling less like a tool and more like a true assistant. And that's a big deal, because the watch is the most personal device Apple makes. But here's the second upgrade, and this one might be even more important. Apple is focusing heavily on stability, performance, and overall polish. In simple terms, fixing what's broken and making everything run better. If you've used recent versions of watchOS, you've probably noticed small issues, maybe some lag, occasional bugs, or battery inconsistencies. Nothing major, but enough to be annoying over time. With watchOS 27, Apple is reportedly putting a lot of effort into getting the software in good shape. That means smoother animations, better battery efficiency, fewer bugs, and a more reliable experience overall. And honestly, this is the kind of upgrade that doesn't sound exciting on paper, but makes the biggest difference in real life. Because no one buys a smartwatch for flashy features alone. You want it to just work, quickly, smoothly, and consistently. Interestingly, this approach also reflects a bigger trend in the smartwatch industry. Even upcoming devices like the Apple Watch Series 12 are expected to stick with the same design as the current generation. And it's not just Apple. Other brands are doing the same thing. Instead of chasing big visual changes every year, companies are focusing on improving what already works. And that makes sense. Smartwatches have reached a point where the hardware is already really good. What matters now is how well the software keeps up. There is one feature people are still waiting for, though: blood glucose monitoring. Apple is reportedly working on it, but don't expect it anytime soon. It's still a few years away, mainly because it's a complex health feature that needs to be extremely accurate. So for now, watchOS 27 is more about refinement than revolution. But that doesn't mean it's a small update. In fact, you could argue this is exactly what the Apple Watch needs right now. Because let's be real, most users aren't asking for a completely new design every year. What they want is a watch that feels faster, smarter, and more reliable. And if Apple delivers on AI improvements while also fixing performance and battery issues, watchOS 27 could end up being one of those updates that you don't notice immediately but appreciate every single day. Personally, I think this is the right direction. We've seen what happens when companies try to force big changes just for the sake of it. It usually doesn't end well. But when they focus on making the experience better, smoother, and more intelligent, that's when the product really evolves. So no, watchOS 27 probably won't blow your mind during the keynote, but once you start using it, it might quietly become one of the most meaningful Apple Watch updates in years. And honestly, that's exactly the kind of upgrade that matters most. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.